Welcome back to Watching More Football, match day 13 so far. You're watching the Genreverse Sports channel. Please give it a like and subscribe because we are just new, just starting out. And you could be our 8th, 9th viewer if you're watching this. It would be absolutely great if you give us a like. But you can also check out our main Genreverse YouTube channel, which has got a few more subscribers to it. And that's full of entertainment news, reactions, all that sort of good stuff on there. And you can find that as well in a written form on lrmonline.com, which is where you will find stuff that I have written, because I'm one of the senior editors of lrmonline.com, Cam Clark. As always, I'm here with Ryan, Dave, and Mick. And we're going to talk football. As usual, we're going to start off with looking at our predictions from last week that we made, how shit we were at guessing the results of the Premier League games this weekend, and how good we're doing on our little points table for the 5Es that's following along. So if you could bring up the image, Kyle, and then as usual, producer Kyle will then go through and show you the results on the link as we're kind of talking through this. So points-wise this week, Mick was the champ this week because he got, well, let's say there's a game on right now, all right, that we predicted that we've not covered. However, the chances of that game not going the way we all predicted, which was a Man City win, are so slim, I just decided to give everybody the extra points. We'll take them back on again, off again next week if for some reason. I mean, who is it that City are playing tonight again?
Brentford. I mean, you could have just not happen. You could have just single-handedly changed the complexion of the title race, Cam. Do you know that?
Well, do you know, it's funny that I shouldn't be so confident because Brentford have done really well against Man City recently. They're one of kind of City's kind of bogey teams, if you like. So you never know, but I'm very confident. But we'll see what happens. But I've given everybody the point that this we'll take it off next week. It's not the case. So that means Mick got 11. What did you get? 10?
I got 11. So Mick,
you got 11.
A drawing, yeah. Well, it could be 12 if
12.
City win.
Yeah, if Dave could have 12.
Is that what
I could have 12.
So Dave get 12, Mick get 11, I get 10, and Ryan got 8. Yeah. No, 9 is it? It was 8 you got before the thing, so 9.
Yeah, did I predict City win?
We did give
exactly.
You 9.
That's a good question.
I'm guessing you did because you're not an idiot, but I don't know.
I don't know about
that.
I've got 8
really predicted Brentford beat them?
Anything can happen. My score's a bit
That's
shit.
it. I'm having a look now.
We'll get Mick to check, but while we're doing that,
if Brentford win this and I've done it, I need 5 extra bonus points, please.
No, it doesn't work like that just because you can't remember who you bloody put in for last week. That's your problem. That's not an us problem. That's a your problem. In terms of how that affects the points, if Man City win tonight, myself and Mick are now level on 33 points. Mick's caught up with me. Dave is sitting right behind us.
That's with a points deduction as well.
God, imagine if we didn't have points deductions, Mick.
I'd be flying.
Would be winning. Yeah, but that's part of the game, guys. That's part of the game. Do you know what I mean?
That's just you cheating to try and make sure you win.
Do you know what it is? It's to make sure you all turn up every week. Because now you've got a vested interest in actually turning up to record each Monday. Before that, how many times did Ryan miss? How many times did Mick miss? Since we started penalties, all 4 every week. Just saying.
I'll be honest, it worked because it was a bloody pain in the arse last week coming in. Bringing my laptop in and all that sort of
on holiday.
Exactly.
There you go. You think Dave's setup is bad? Mine last week was ridiculous.
Ryan, you went for a 3-0 City win.
Oh, that's rubbish.
See,
it's not going to happen.
I knew it was obvious. So anyway, getting back onto the results that other than the City game that happened. I think probably the first place to start off is maybe the fact that you'd said, Mick, that you reckon the title race is back on. In other words, there was always a title race on. Everybody felt Liverpool and City, but Arsenal just beat Liverpool comfortably, I would say.
Yeah, convincingly.
Pretty comfortably.
Yeah. Better team,
They were by far the better team across both halves. And, a couple of strange goals, but, we can talk about them if you want. But but realistically, it does put Arsenal right back into the title hunt now. So for me, I would agree with what you said on WhatsApp, Mick, that it's a three-way title race now. Does anybody disagree?
Yeah, it was obviously like City have got 2 games in hand.
If we were going to pretend before Hoyland ended it all for them that Villa were in the title race, I think we can say that Arsenal.
Yeah, we kind of said they were, but I don't think any has realistically felt they still would be several weeks later, and I think that's what we're seeing is those three just pulling that little bit away every now and again. And so far they've been getting points off each other as well.
I don't know that we'll still be able to say it a month from now, but you never know.
You never know. Somebody could fall away.
They need to score some proper goals rather than whatever it was Liverpool did yesterday, but they do play well.
Yeah, I mean, there was some strange goals because they weren't really... There was 2 goals scored yesterday that nobody actually scored. It was just pure bad, I don't even know how you describe it. The first one was kind of a bad deflection, right? But the guy actually handled it into his own net, which is quite...
That was hilarious. It was hilarious, that like...
You actually do that.
VAR should have chalked it off for that, really, shouldn't they?
Well, then they should have sent him off.
Liverpool penalty, yeah.
On a red card, yeah. But the second one was the worst. The one Liverpool lost to Liverpool. Yeah. I mean, they just both run out, missed the ball, and Martinelli's like, okay, I'll put the ball in the back on it.
I just still think, guys. I know you sort of explained it in the group chat. It's still like the ball just sort of gets lumped towards the box as space-time distortion happens, and then all of a sudden Martinelli's broken into an empty net.
From like distance, it is hard to watch. I saw it in one angle when they were doing the coverage yet, and they showed what happened. And it says Alisson goes to kick the ball. He's lined up perfectly for it, and then Martinelli shoves VDV, who kind of goes like that, moves over slightly, and that's where he was going to kick. So Alisson kicks him, and that moves his foot slightly to the left, so it just goes whoosh, and goes straight past the ball, and the ball keeps going. So it was just one of those pure flukes, to be honest with you. But I think the criticism on Van Dijk is that he should have headed the ball away before it even got to that point.
First rule of defending: don't let it bounce.
Yeah, he should have just got it away. But mistakes happen, and even Van Dijk, who's playing absolutely amazing this season, let's be honest. Maybe he had a bad season last season, but he's been great this year. But he had enough.
He's had a couple of dodgy moments this season.
Oh yes, yeah.
I mean, but overall, he's probably been the most consistent centre back in the league this year as well. I mean, name somebody that's
been more about the league than anything else.
Only because VAR haven't gone in there involved.
I mean, he did get sent off against us, but Anyway,
Liverpool sort of lost their heads as well in the second half because they had Konate 2 really silly avoidable bookings. Nunes was a bit stroppy as well, I felt.
I mean, I think Liverpool are that kind of team that, and Arsenal are as well. They're both kind of. I think they're that competitive that when things aren't going well for them, they do kind of throw their toys out the pram a little bit. Both the managers and the player, they kind of reflect their own managers, and maybe that's a good thing because they're very competitive. But you don't quite get that from City. Because Guardiola's not really like that in terms of throwing his toys at the pram, I kind of feel. But he tends to throw it. He tends to be more passive aggressive. Like afterwards,
he's passive aggressive. You can tell. You can tell when he's upset because he just goes way the other way and starts heaping compliments on a team that's sat with 9 men in the goal.
That's what I mean about passive aggressive.
He's still having a tantrum, but in his own sort of way.
Go in the huff, Yeah. And I think the players do a wee bit as well. But anyway, it was a good game, though, to watch for a neutral. I think, to be honest, I thought Arsenal did play quite well. In terms of the other kind of things that happened, I can't remember where we were going next with this one.
You're talking about good games. You're talking about good games.
I know where we were going about that game specifically. We were going to talk about the celebration post.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Odegaard taking a photo of the photographer in front of the fans celebrating.
Somebody, I'll choose somebody at random to explain what happened. Ryan, you can explain what happened in this game.
So Arsenal won a football match and were quite happy about it, and all this was before the watershed, so clearly it was an outrage. But basically, part of it was, they stayed on the pitch after full time. The crowd were happy; they were egging them on. Martin Odegaard was he nicked the club photographer's camera and took a picture of him in front of the crowd. And while he's doing that, Sky Pictures are doing it. Jamie Carragher's moaning, just saying, "Oh yeah, they've just won a football match. They're acting like they've won the league. They should just get on with it and go straight down the tunnel." And they weren't really doing anything out of it. I didn't think they were just staying out on the pitch for a little bit.
Sorry, but you've got to remember, Jimmy Carragher is ex-Liverpool through his whole career as well. So that's why he's doing that.
Yeah, he's biased.
He's biased, and obviously it absolutely rattled him. But it rattled him because his team were absolutely shit yesterday.
Yeah, it was just a massive amount of salt.
Threw away the title.
It's just a massive amount of salt.
Over celebrations before though at the wrong moment. That wasn't really it. That was like a 6-point game. They're at home. Yeah, it was almost like a must-win. Like a draw is a good
basically put them back in the title race.
If he had a problem with that, was he watching United West Ham where Bowen was one-on-one with the keeper? Dalot comes out of nowhere, wins the tackle, and he gets up fist pumping. The entire crowd's going mental. And that was just a tackle.
It happens every game in Newcastle. Happens every game.
That just sounds like a normal home game for us. We got shagged
every time. You get Bruno just throwing himself at the crowd, going, and the whole crowd's up.
It is interesting that more teams are starting to do that since Newcastle have been doing that. Have you noticed that, Mick? You never used to see that as much, and now we're seeing. Remember the Arsenal player that did it at the wrong time? Was it Arsenal?
Yeah,
or was it?
It was against Newcastle.
Animal, was it? No,
was it not the Arsenal? Was Havertz?
It was in the game that Arsenal never forget. Yeah,
at Newcastle as well. It's like
to pump up what you doing? Crowd at the wrong time, and it was stupid. But I have noticed a lot of other teams are starting to copy.
That happened to Arsenal last season. That happened to Arsenal last season against Liverpool. In that Arsenal were absolutely cruising against Liverpool and well on top in the league at that point. And then Xhaka gets into a fight with Trent, riles up the Anfield crowd, and then Arsenal go to throw it away and just aren't the same team after that. So, I mean, maybe Carragher's got a point in that Arsenal get carried away and can't keep it going. But,
did you say that about Newcastle?
It wasn't that bad, was it? He's just having a laugh with a photographer. I mean,
exactly.
Bad for me. But definitely, we do. I think it's just rival fans sometimes moan, "Oh, this person's celebrating too much. That person's celebrating too much." You know what I mean?
I don't like it. You just beat my team.
The league never get a chance to celebrate a trophy,
especially when they're competing for the title, though, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it was a genuinely big game, and it was a genuinely big occasion because they've had 2 recent goes at Liverpool where they've been on top and not seen it through, and they had a really rough Christmas period where they sort of dropped out of the title race, and now they've got themselves back in it. They could have gone and done laps if they wanted to. I think.
I mean, if that was Newcastle in that position and we had just beat them, I'd have been running about with my tap over my head, and I'd have been online texting every Liverpool person I could find to tell them to get it right up them. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. I'd have been all over that.
Look at the dog.
I mean? That's what football's all about.
Look at that, the FA Cup, where we beat Sunderland at their place. Our team photo was in front, on the pitch, in front of our fans, where we took the celebration photo.
Do you know, it's something that other teams have a go at us for doing the team photo every time we win a game, because what have you won? What are you doing a team photo for? It's just a tradition that they've done since they won the first game, and the fans like it.
It's part of a wider thing of maybe sort of newer fans to the sport who don't quite understand it and think the entire thing is about bantering fans of other clubs rather than just enjoying what your own club's doing.
Yeah.
Like, fine, I can laugh that Liverpool's defenders cocked up yesterday, but they're still a much better team than we've been this season.
But sometimes when your team aren't doing well, you get enjoyment out of watching rivals do shit. That's just fact of football.
But it was as well. It was all. It was a lot of really. There was a lot of really salty Liverpool fans on Reddit yesterday saying that oh, Arsenal should be ashamed of themselves. They've just gifted City the title, as if Arsenal don't have the right to feel involved in the title race themselves anyway, regardless of whether they're going to win it or not. If Arsenal can't say, right, we're back in it, then what are we even bothering for?
Exactly.
I agree with you. I think, again, that's Liverpool fans maybe reacting to what Carragher said and stuff like that, but it's bullshit. Let's be bullshit. Let's move on. People can celebrate as much as they want, Don't if people, Everton have a pitch invasion every year that they stay up at the end of the year. They've been shite all year. They managed to stay up by 1 point and they have a pitch invasion. Do you know what I mean? Every single year it happens. Do you know what I mean?
And every single year it's the ugliest goal ever from Decore.
Whoop. 1-0 Brentford.
Hey.
I haven't got it far yet.
Right, so we'll talk. So those points will be back.
Like I said, Cam, you just.
I cussed it, but then we know.
Is that Arsenal's open top bus I'm hearing?
What was that game we were watching the other day there? And I literally, every time I said something, a goal happened against what I had just said 2 seconds later. What game was that we were watching? I can't remember.
It was in a freaking Newcastle match.
Yeah, we told you to leave during the Newcastle match.
The Newcastle match. Every time I turned on the Newcastle match, because we'll get to this later, we had to, find alternative means of watching it because it's not shown on live TV illegally. So I was watching it, and every time I found a decent stream, they scored, and every time it wasn't working, we scored. So Mick sent me at the house to go messages, and we'd come back and get a draw. So
the one you are on about is United Wolves, where we were brilliant first half, and then we were absolutely shocking the start of the second half, and you told me to stop moaning, and then 5 minutes later it was 2-2.
That's it. Yeah. But then you won in the end after I said something else as well. So.
All right, go on, lad. Share with the class.
It's the most
it was a good finish.
The keeper assisted the striker. It was a goal kick.
Yeah.
What, so the keeper kicks it off the striker and it goes in?
Yeah.
He basically kicked it to Mopai. Mopai friggin' went running in and just slotted it past
that's beautiful. There's no one better for that than Mopai as well, because he is like a professional shithouse. He's not a footballer. He's a shithouse.
Oh, yeah. It was... Yeah.
So in terms of some other games because there was a double set of games, so we're certainly not going to cover all the different games. We'll cover our own teams and some of the biggest things that happened.
You don't have to cover my team, it's fine.
Yes, we do.
It was exciting. There was lots of goals.
We'll give you a chance to say, because I think Chelsea are a big story.
Do you want to get it out the way with first?
I didn't see him. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, let's just go for it. I think we should just talk about the fact that Chelsea had managed, last time we recorded this, Chelsea were above Newcastle. They had managed to get above the top 10. They're now back down again and really looked pretty poor. I mean, they get absolutely smashed against Wolves, and it was at home, wasn't it, as well?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I think if I can take any positives from it, is that I got 2 points in the predictions.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It did help you with that. But, I mean, what is going on? And at this point, somebody's worked out that Pochettino's record isn't any better than Graham Potter, and this is about when he gets sacked. So,
yeah, but
you're a Chelsea fan. What do you think should happen?
I haven't been impressed by Pochettino, but I hate sacking managers. It's just,
that's what
I feel like he needs some. I know it is what we do. Yeah, I kind of want stability, but at the same time, I don't know if he's the guy. But then who else do we get?
The guy to give you, yeah.
After we sacked Tuchel, I just kind of lost any enthusiasm.
Should have just kept Tuchel, shouldn't they?
We should have done, yeah. Yeah, we should have done. And it really frustrates me.
He was doing well. He had players that he liked,
Yeah, but he's not exactly doing very well with Bayern Munich, is he?
Oh. Yeah, might be second though.
That's arguable. They're
going
through their Champions League group. They're in all competitions and they're sitting second in the league.
They're not in all competitions. They've got knocked out of the cup off the friggin' third division.
They did get knocked out of the cup. But I don't blame Tuchel for that, right? I blame the fact that he signed Harry Kane, which you could say is his fault because Harry Kane is allergic to trophies.
True,
so basically he's brought that, and he's brought Dyer with him, who can't win a trophy either.
But yeah,
and,
Harry
they
Kane.
tried to sign Kieran Trippier. The reason they never
Harry
got him is
Kane's
'cause he
breaking
won a
records.
title with Atletico Madrid.
Harry
he's
Kane's
playing
breaking records
well,
over
but
there.
he never wins trophies, and it's weird that he's went there, and this is the one year they might not win any domestic trophies. It's just hilarious. Fuck it.
I'm seeing a little bit, Dave, where Chelsea fans are starting to turn on Conor Gallagher a bit. Are you? Because you keep saying he's been your best player this season.
He has been. Yeah. Him and Palmer definitely have been, but it's where Gallagher fits in really and how we want to play. I think a decision has got to be made. If they do get rid of him, then they can probably put some money into areas that we want to strengthen. Gallagher still has a lot to learn.
Spend a bit of money.
Yeah, more money. Yeah, we definitely need a striker, but I could. I don't know. We're so.
Let me ask you a different question. That's maybe not so that you're not saying we should sack the manager, but let's say they do sack him. Who would you like to see take over if you've got no choice? Poch is away. You know, knows if you get to say it anyway.
I don't even know anymore.
Nobody.
I don't even know who's available.
Steve Bruce.
I've gone through everyone. Steve Bruce.
Flick, and Jose Mourinho.
The return of Mourinho.
Third time lucky, man. And he's won a title every time he's came and been sacked every time as well. But I mean, would that be a turn up? Would you take?
I'm not sure I could put up with his football again.
Yeah,
I don't know.
At least you'd have a striker because he'd recall Lukaku from Roma, wouldn't he? So.
Yes. Oh God, no. I love the bloke. He's done amazing things, but
Lukaku?
No, definitely not. No.
He's not Lukaku.
Yeah.
You only say that about Lukaku if you're an Everton fan. That's the only time he's ever played.
Everton and West Brom.
I thought he did all right for us. He didn't do it when it counted, but he did all right for us. He got us a decent goal return at least.
Who, Lukaku?
Yeah.
He did.
I thought I think Jose did a better job with us than what Lukaku did. Fuck's sake.
I see reports that Jose wanted to come back to Man U if Ten Hag went.
Jose had Lukaku. He had Zlatan the first season, then he signed Lukaku the next season. So
yeah, I don't think that worked.
Jose,
you know what I mean? So I'm saying
Jose,
I think he did better
Mourinho
than Lukaku.
The special one.
Jose.
Yeah, would you take him back if Ten Hag gets sacked, Brian?
No,
take him back.
I
wouldn't want him either because he just keeps trying to get himself to one of these clubs. Jose is available, you know.
He is the manager. At the time we got him, he was the manager that we needed, absolutely. But he's so not the manager that we need for a complete reboot of the club. So. Yeah, no, he's not the same manager that he was 5 years ago.
So let's talk about, we've kind of depressed Dave enough. So let's talk about
cheers, guys.
Ryan again. Ryan is once again optimistic. Man United are going to win the quadruple next year.
Absolutely.
With Manu's going to score 30 goals, Garnacho 60, Holland 75, easy.
Yeah.
So tell us, Ryan.
Kobe Mainu is
Anthony world beater.
Yeah. Kobe Mainu is obviously the secret love child of Pirlo, Zidane, and Seedorf. But I'm happy with how we've been playing. The last few weeks we've had pretty much our strongest 11 on the pitch, and we're playing like we were last season when we went on that good run. Mainu and Casemiro are making a really good partnership in midfield. The front three are really starting to click. Højlund's got 4 goals in 4 games. Rashford and Garnacho are contributing and actually finding him with passes as well. Like I said, the first half against Wolves was the best half we put in all season. And I think Sunday, although West Ham had a lot of the ball, it was sort of a routine win, the sort that we haven't really had at all this season. So it's not, we're not there yet. We're still susceptible on the counter, but there is things that are starting to come together and things that you could maybe say with the right sort of recruitment next summer, you could build on and could keep Ten Hag in a job basically. The one downer on that is Lisandro Martinez, who's been a massive driver of that, just for his sort of the way he defends and the way he plays balls forward. He's a good player. He sprained his knee towards the end of the game against West Ham on Sunday, and it looks like he's going to be out for about 2 months. So that's going to be a massive miss. By the time he gets back, we could be out of the FA Cup and out of the running for top 4, which is a shame. But
do you actually think you could still make top 4, Brian?
Well, I don't know.
I know you did last year. You went around, but I think you were further ahead at this point.
Yeah, we're 6 points off Spurs in 5th. And I think Villa are a couple ahead of that.
Yeah, you're 8 points away from Villa.
Yeah,
Spurs could be off everybody the last 5 games. That's what they do.
If Martinez hadn't been injured, I would back us to put a good run together, because we've got Villa at the weekend, and beyond that, we've got a decent run of fixtures where we could pick up some wins. It's whether having Shaw and Casemiro back is enough to keep us playing that way, because it's just changed how we get the ball forward. Shaw and Casemiro have helped that as well, but Martinez is massive.
I'd be raging if you get Champions League this year, because I just don't think you deserve it. I think you've been crap all season.
Absolutely,
you've won 1 or 2 good games, and you've fluked so many wins by.
Yeah,
and I did say this to you in terms of you being back. I thought West Ham were awful against you guys at the weekend. Yeah. They were poor. It's the worst game I've seen them play, I think, this season.
They had a lot of the ball, but they really didn't do anything with it at all.
They didn't know what to do with the ball.
Chances.
Counter-attack.
They have a shot.
Twice they were right in front of goal with a shot, and you just didn't even. Yeah. I mean, that shot that guy had where
Emerson. Yeah. I thought so. Emerson, I thought on the whole, apart from that shot, Emerson had a really good game. I thought it was a good battle between him and Dallo, because they were both sort of inverting and coming into midfield as well. And I thought Ben Johnson on the other flank, he had a good game, and he's not really a wing back in that sense, but I thought he looked lively and was really causing us problems in the first half as well. But without Paquetá, they just haven't really got the cutting edge. But I mean, so I think we could potentially still salvage Champions League. I'm not bothered whether we do or not. I'd like us to go deep in the cup as well. We've got a good draw in the next round, but it is about putting together a solid style of play going into next season. It's about assessing. I think we know now that Garnacho and Mainu are going to be good enough to be regulars next season. But the likes of Camboala, the young centre back, we need to have more of a look at him. We need to have a look at Ahmad, whether he's going to stay. We need to fire Anthony into the sun.
That Diallo who used to play for Sunderland.
Yeah, that's Ahmad. Yeah, I don't know why he's not getting a look in. We've been giving Amari Forson minutes recently. He played quite a bit in pre-season. I'm not massively fussed by him, to be honest, but I think he's sort of been used as striker cover for the time being. But yeah, it's like I said, we're not there yet. We could still end the season with nothing. We probably will still end the season with nothing. But it's something to cling to, and it's something to keep me tuning in every week.
If you get beat by Villa at the weekend, will you still be as confident?
Oh, all I'm saying is that we got a chance. I'm not saying that that's where we're going to be at the end of the season. And I'm enjoying how we're playing at the minute, and we look.
Don't get me wrong. If you beat Villa, I think it's on. It's on.
If we beat Villa, we're right back in it.
If you beat Villa 10-0, then you're matching on goal difference. That's the separation between you both of them.
Yeah. I mean, that is one thing you need to consider, is how bad Man United's goal difference is.
Yeah, it's -1 at the
moment. But it's just, we look like we're playing. We look like a proper team again. But we'll see how long we can keep it. How long
we're happy. You're happy.
The main thing is the main thing is Højlund is looking like a proper player now, because he's
got a couple of front post tap-ins.
I mean, did you see?
Has he scored a good goal yet?
Yes, his goal against West Ham was fucking brilliant. Casemiro,
did he not?
Casemiro wins the ball. He sends the Wolves player for a hot dog and smashes it in from outside the box on his weak foot.
Yeah. I don't know.
Win 2 games, and this is what you get.
I think he's a good player.
It could have been so different with the Wolves one. It was another last-minute goal.
Mate, The annoying thing about the Wolves one is
the manager for Wolves was saying that he thought his team played rubbish against you as well compared to at the weekend.
They were.
He's going to say that.
So I mean, yeah, Wolves were absolutely shocking in the first half against us. We should have gone in 4-0 up, but we had 2 offsides late on, which were. I mean, the first one was like, like a half-second timing on the run away, but the second one was Casemiro's offside of a free kick, which is bloody criminal, to be honest.
Maybe I'm doing these a disservice, but I just feel that there's some like voodoo magic's been done that everybody that turns up to play you suddenly has a bad game. You play average and beat them, and then the next game they start playing well again, and it's like, yeah, we just couldn't get it on against Man United for some reason. I don't know what it is, but that's happened too many times this season for me. Like,
I mean, we've also had the likes of Bournemouth players off the park. Wolves had a brilliant game, first game of the season against us, even though we beat them.
Newcastle
ground out a Jamie.
Yeah, but were you dominant during those games?
No.
There you go.
We've had plenty of teams turn up against us, especially in the Champions League.
I mean, I don't. That's
West Ham.
I don't know. That's red-coloured specks there, right? Like, yeah, teams turn up against you in the Champions League. Bayern Munich never got out first year. And the rest of the teams that you played are all shit, and they beat.
Well, yeah, but they turned out.
Shit.
That's the thing. We didn't grind out jammy wins in the Champions League. We got beaten by teams who put in more effort than us. Like,
yeah, but it just seems to have happened in the Premier League for you. I don't know why.
Really.
Anyway, and then
I'd say West Ham in the other match before Christmas,
teams and stuff like that. You've been playing pub teams. Do you know what I mean? Like they're whatever.
Who's got the next round of the cup?
Left in the competition?
We've got
Man United drawn with.
We've got Forest or Bristol City.
Short Spawn Accord or something like that. I think he's got in the next.
You've got Forest or Bristol City.
Yeah, away. So we went on a run of
it's a very favourable game, is it, if you get Forest away?
Yeah. We went on a run. We went on a run over the last couple of years where we between the League Cup and the FA Cup we were drawn at home.
You got about 20 times.
14 or 15 times, and now we've had 3 away draws in a row. So
I mean, we've been getting away draws as well, but I think
I can't remember the last time we got a home draw.
Was a bit more favourable this time, to be fair. I mean, that
only
leaves
in the
terms
FA
of
Cup.
our teams. We'll just ignore our team, Mick, and we'll go on and talk about Luton.
But no, I'm quite happy to talk about the Aston Villa game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, we were quite shocked at that one because we did beat Villa and we played really, really well. But I also think
brilliant.
Villa didn't play well that well in that game. You just kind of felt that wasn't the Villa that played against Man City and beat them in Arsenal. Is that not
because we didn't let them play well? Because we played brilliant. I thought we defended from the front. We defended so well.
Tactically
all the way.
Got a lot of things right. I also think they were just a bit poor. I think I don't know, they looked a bit lackadaisical compared to what I'd seen them in other games. Just being honest, I still think we deserved to win the game. End of story.
Of course we did. Of course we did. It was brilliant. Brilliant performance.
I think the only person that didn't think we deserved to win it when it was Alex Ferguson, who apparently came after the game and said that he thought Villa was the best game he'd seen all season for Villa. But
it was the first match of the season.
He's getting a bit old these days.
When we beat them 5-1. Well, the team that's impressed me most this weekend is Aston Villa.
What was he even doing at Newcastle versus Villa anyway?
And pretend he said it twice.
What was Fergie even doing at that match anyway?
I don't think he was at it, but
I think he's just a Villa fan. He just turns up and promotes Aston Villa at events. That's just what he does. I don't know. I think maybe he's just mixed up and he just took the wrong turn and went to Birmingham instead of Manchester. I don't know. But it didn't go so well for us against Luton.
It was Jekyll and Hyde.
Because you and I were absolutely raging at one point when we were 4-2 down at one point against Luton.
It was abysmal.
I think there was even some calls for how at some point to some fans. Now they get
emotional. Not from me.
But
I would never do that.
Someone on the BBC Live called
something.
There's been BBC Live text called him Steve Bruce. It was that bad.
Honestly, right? It was a Jekyll and Hyde from Tuesday to Saturday. It was just, I don't understand how you can have two so indifferent performances. But you could see it after the first 10 minits that Dan Burn was getting absolutely destroyed down that left side.
Yeah, I would
every
criticise
single time.
I think he should have made the change quicker. He did.
Half time, Dan Burn should have been taken off.
Now, as soon as he did make the change, we come back into the game and we looked, I think, the team again.
By the time he made the change, it was 4-2.
Yeah, I know. He made it too late. And I think he was maybe a bit too low to burn, but this is my point. It's just happening every game now. Whenever another team looks and sees Burns on the team sheet, they go, right, who's the fastest player? You're playing right today. All the balls I want going down long to the right, so he's got to run at them. And that's what every team that plays against us does. You see all their attacks going down the right-hand side.
The thing is, before Leon Bailey came on against Villa, Dan Burn had a really good game.
Oh, he was good.
Leon Bailey came on and destroyed him straight away. And it looked like Villa were going to get back into the game. But then he brought Livermento on. Yeah. And it just stopped them straight away. So I don't understand why Howe didn't do that.
Why isn't he just playing Livermento for the start? You know, he's fit. He's playing well. He's played well at left back every time he's played for us, and we bring him on when we want to be more defensively secure. So I'm not quite. And he's better going forward than Dan Burn.
He was asked about Dan Burn in his press conference. He was asked about Dan Burn, and he basically said, "Look, I've got to think about more than just one aspect of the game. There is the because Luton are very dangerous. Yeah, they're dangerous at set pieces. The first goal was from a set piece." And
that's the thing. I mean,
Livermento's not shot, is he?
Benefited is we had an extra tall guy in there along with the two centre backs, so we had 3 compared to most teams just having 2 big tall guys at centre back. But it's
why not just play him at centre back? Because he was a centre back.
Because he's not as good as Botman and Shea.
He's not as good as Botman or Shea. You know, so I think if we were playing 3 at the back, like a back 3, I think he's great at left centre back. Then he's got Tino next to him, you know, on the left, or Hall or whoever it is next to him. But I don't think Howe wants to play a back 5, back, you know, 3 centre backs.
He changed to that against Villa to stop the Bailey threat. Changed to the threat at the back with Tino at winger.
Not good enough going forward when we play that formation.
No, we're not. But when he brought Tino on, we obviously pulled it back to 4-4, and we could have went on and won it. In fact, we probably should have went on and won it because we could have scored another 2.
Should have one of the chances we had. But yeah, they had a good chance as well, so I can't say that. But I mean, fair play. They played really well. And
obviously, Barnes scored a 5th goal, but it was disallowed by a foul by Callum Wilson. I don't see that as a foul. The defender went to run away, and he just basically fell over. But they're saying that Wilson clipped him from behind.
You need to say
it was just like,
they didn't show it in like Match of the Day or anything like that.
Did it not?
Conspiracy.
I've got no idea.
Ball went over the top. The defender went chasing after it. Wilson went chasing after it. Wilson was like a little tad behind him. Defender went over. Linesman flagged to say there, clipped him, but Wilson had put it across and Barnes put an empty net.
It's weird as well because they would normally show a goal that's been ruled out, wouldn't they? You know what I mean? Especially when it's potentially the winner, they would show that in Match of the Day. So it's weird they never showed it.
I think just because there were that many goals, they had to cut it out, I guess. But
I mean, maybe because it was 4 goals.
I do think you got absolutely stitched up for Luton's penalty because
that was never a penalty.
That foul was, even if it was a foul, it clearly started outside the box. I think you got absolutely stitched up there.
On the channel I was watching it on.
He stayed on his feet, and then as soon as he got to the box, he went, "Now I'll go down," you know. And that's when you see Burn taking his hand off him, you know.
And VAR should be able to overturn that and see that. That's exactly what VAR should be for.
The thing is, the referee gave a free kick.
Yeah,
VAR changed it to a penalty.
Overturned it the other way.
That's absolutely shocking. That's the exact opposite of what VAR is supposed to be.
Yeah, because you've seen the linesman flag like mad and like point, and you've seen the referee walking over going, "Was it outside?" And the linesman, "Yes." So he gave the free kick, and then VAR looked at it and went, "Yeah, but it carries on inside."
That's
never been how it's worked, is it?
It's
never
not.
been how
It's where
worked.
the
They always
first
go for,
contact
if that was
is made.
Liverpool, it would be there's the first contact. It's a free kick. Do you know what I mean? And I know that's me saying like there's bias and all that sort of stuff, but it does feel like that sometimes. Like you get the rough end of the stick, or when there's a.
It's supposed to be where the first contact is made for the foul, not does it carry on inside the box.
I'm with you. I didn't think it was a foul, and I was raging about it. But Luton played well. You have to give them that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they played well.
I mean, we wanted to talk about that anyway because they are getting some results at the moment. They're playing a hell of a lot better than they were at the start of the season. When we started recording Watch More Football, we had Luton. They were down. They were already gone. Do you know what I mean? Now, and I know that Everton's point deduction's got a factor into that, but there's other teams down there as well. I mean, I think
they put 4 past Brighton during the week as well. They were 2-0 after about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Ross Barkley's really playing well for them. But they've got and Ted Mengi actually, who's one of our academy players who we let go in the summer on a free because he wasn't near the first team. He's having a brilliant season for them. At centre back.
There's a few of them playing really well. They've only lost once since they beat us in December.
Yeah.
The beginning of December. They've only lost 1 game since then.
And just
they're on a good run of form.
That was against Chelsea.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of.
They could have beaten us as well if the game was like 5 minutes longer.
Yeah. There's just a bunch of really underrated Football League players that they've managed to get playing well. They're just, they're quick and they're powerful, but where they've got Barkley in midfield, they've got a bit of craft to them as well.
The only thing for me that could go against them is it seems as if the momentum's really lifting them at the moment. They believe in themselves all of a sudden, they get the confidence, they've got that extra zip in their step. And I don't know what the fixtures are like for them, but if they get like 3 or 4 losses in a row, some at home as well, maybe we're playing well but still getting beat, which is possible in this league. It can happen to anyone. I wonder if their momentum could drop and they fall back again. But I kind of hope they do stay up, to be honest.
I hope they stay up.
Yeah, so do I, because I want Everton to go down finally.
I mean, that'd be nice,
a points deduction.
I don't think they will. I think if there was unless they get another points deduction, I think maybe Forest or Palace might be a more likely situation.
Well, Forest aren't playing bad at the minute.
And Roy Hodgson, but there's nobody else available that they can get that wants to come in at this point in the
Big
season.
Sam.
They can keep them up.
This is Big Sam territory now. Dave,
Big Sam
fancy Big
Sam
Sam?
in case of emergency. I don't know.
Has he been at Palace yet? It sort of feels like he should have been.
I feel like he has been at Palace.
Oh,
or is it too far?
I don't think he has. Oh
no,
he's been at that many clubs. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Surely Palace have broke glass in case of emergency for Sam previously to stay up. I don't know.
I would think, yeah.
That's how I feel.
I don't know if he's maybe past it a bit now, though. Like, it's been quite a few years since he's done it, and the last time he got brought in, he failed and he got the team relegated and didn't really have. He
has managed Palace.
He had 4 games to rescue Leeds, and Leeds were shit.
Yeah,
I don't think he can really be blamed for Leeds going
down. But that's
down,
part of his mystique. Once the mystique's broken, it's broken, kind of thing. That's what it is with Sam. I don't know.
I don't think that one was on it.
Foden's equalised.
The last kind of thing we want to mention before we go into predictions, because we are running at sort of 45 minutes here at the moment, guys, but Mick, you just wanted to have a brief rant about fixtures, which I think is relevant.
It could take a while.
So go.
It's just basically...
Don't take too long.
The fixtures, the times of the fixtures are an absolute joke for travelling away fans. When you look at when they have to play at 8 o'clock on Saturday nights, 8 o'clock on a Monday night is just as bad. When you've got to travel to the likes of London, you've got to travel the length of the country. There is no trains for away fans to get home. Now, Newcastle highlighted this on Saturday with the flag display where we've had about 8 games this season that have kicked off from 5:30 onwards, where away fans haven't been able to get back, where it's costing them extra for them to having to buy hotel rooms which the hotels around that area will know this, so they put the prices up again. Now, Newcastle put this flag display up with 4 games. Liverpool away on New Year's Day at 8 o'clock. There was Fulham at 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. There was Bournemouth, which is basically the other end of the country, the foot of the country. We're at the head of the country at 5:30 on a Saturday. I think the Premier League and the TV companies have to do something about this because it's becoming a joke. We've had Man City 8 o'clock on a Saturday.
Prime time for people to watch TV.
But at the end of the day, there should be prioritising those away fans who
sit and watch football.
The Premier League need to be prioritising the fans who are travelling this country to watch their teams play football, because we've seen through the COVID years, football without fans is shit.
Now you're right.
You've got Man City 8 o'clock on a Saturday, Brighton 5:30 on a Saturday, Wolves 5:30 on a Saturday, Bournemouth 5:30 on a Saturday, Liverpool 8 o'clock on New Year's Day, Fulham 7 o'clock on a Saturday, Arsenal 8 o'clock on a Saturday, and now our game against Chelsea at Chelsea has been changed to an 8 o'clock on a Monday.
What I would say, Mick,
we're travelling from the head of the country all the way down to the bottom of the country and having to get back, and you can't. It needs changing.
I also think it's primetime TV. It's capitalism. At the end of the day, would you make more money off of your travelling away fans going? And I'm not saying this is the be-all and end-all of football, because travelling away fans is important. England is a small enough country that people can literally travel to away. Some countries like America, you ain't going to see an away game no matter what, because you're going to cost you a bomb.
Kyle's on
fly 8 hours.
Kyle's pulling faces behind the scenes because he's on Google Maps looking at all these journeys.
I'm looking at this.
What I would say to Kyle is all of these journeys are absolutely doable by car, but a massive part of fan culture is travelling down together on public transport, and that is...
What about hiring a bus? Like hire a private bus for the fans to go down. Like that's what they do. That's what I see people doing locally around here. They all have buses that take them to the Rangers and Celtic games. Can they not just hire a bus and go down?
Plus,
the other thing I'd say
is big at sporting events and traveling after the game. It's late, bus, and
if you're all shuffling to the car park early doors to get to your car to get out early, you can't have a scrap with the other team's fans either. So that's a big thing too. But what I would say is that obviously Newcastle are sort of recently highlighting this, and it is part of being a big club. Is like you get your fixtures moved to telly more often. You know, me and
but
Dave
when they move them like 2 weeks, you've got 2 weeks to find either transport to get home. When there is no transport to get home.
The thing is, it's because not a new thing.
You try and get train from London to Newcastle after 9 p.m. You can't.
I get that. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you can.
You have to go and buy a hotel, which is going to cost £200 a night.
Or you could just drive, fill up your tank with petrol, and just drive from London to Newcastle. It's not that.
But that's not the point, really, is it?
But you say all that, but you're thinking you've got to think of. You've got to think of Man United fans who, no matter who they're playing, they've got to drive 6 hours to get to the game.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
Man United fans
games
do,
Yeah, to the home games, because they all live in London. That's what
no one
lives in the south. It's true. Man United fans fly into Manchester for the home game.
Look at how many London clubs there are.
I'm lucky in that I get the best of both worlds when I go to see United, because I've got family in Wigan who... that's a 45-minute train ride down to Manchester. So I get to drive up to Wigan, stay with family, and then I still get the fan experience of getting the train in and walking up from the tram station and all that sort of thing. But even then, like Boxing Day, I used to go up there for Boxing Day matches all the time, and I really had to sort of get on my bike to make it for the last train after a Boxing Day match.
Change all games. 3 o'clock kickoffs. Get rid of the TV blackout at 3 p.m. kickoffs. Change all games to 3 o'clock kickoffs. Have 5 on Saturday and 5 on Sunday. Then you can start. Then you can pick whatever game you want. Red button it.
This is
because
want to watch more than 2 games.
Yeah.
But you
I
can
don't want to just watch United
games.
How they want to do a TV schedule. You're not thinking about how you market the games to companies that buy the.
No, I'm thinking about the away fans.
You as a fan.
I'll be honest as well.
I'm thinking about away fans, the money that they spend.
The Premier League gets all its money for TV money and the rights. People in America want to watch one game after the other in a row. They don't want to have to choose.
Yeah, of course, yeah, but
the games that they watch.
How would they like to watch it without any fans in the stadium?
Well, they wouldn't, but that won't happen all the time, and they still turn up. That's the thing, Mick. They all still turn up. Well, I bet we sell every single ticket.
Well, we will, because they're fucking idiots.
That's what football fans are. If you're an away fan, you spend all your spare money going to football games. That's just what you do. If that's what you do.
It needs changing. It needs changing because now people are starting to highlight it. It's starting to come out now. They're starting to have enough.
Newcastle fans are starting to moan about it because it affects them. This has been a conversation for years. You know,
it has been the
same. It's not just Newcastle fans, though. It's all fans.
We're Ryan on this. Yeah, but we're further away from a lot of teams, and that's why fans are moaning about it.
All I would say, quite controversially, I quite like the 3 p.m. blackout because of the way it structures my weekend. I get up on a Saturday.
Fuck off.
No, I get up on a Saturday, I go do the big shop, come home, make my lunch, watch the lunchtime kick-off, then 3 o'clock happens, and I either give my phone aids trying to watch a game, or I go and do some housework, whatever, watch the tea time kick-off, but I can't do that now because Gladiators is on. And then Sunday morning, I get up before the kids get up, make myself a bacon sandwich, watch all the 3 p.m s on Match of the Day, sorted. I like that, it's a nice structure. And if I was sat watching the 3 o'clock kickoffs as well, I would really struggle.
I want to be able to watch it. I've got money. Here, take my money. I will give you money.
Well,
legally, I will give you money to watch that game. And I can't do it. You know what I mean? I can't do it. I can't get a ticket.
You can't get a ticket, man.
On your bike.
Yeah, man. I'm a member and I can barely get a ticket.
A ballot system just to get a chance at a ticket.
Yeah, I'm a member and I can barely get a ticket. And I try every time.
I'd need to get one in advance so that I drive down. You know,
well, if the away fans can't get a mic, then just take one of her spaces.
Yeah, just go down south and watch a game, mate. You'll be all right. Right, guys, it has been a bit of a long one, this one. So let's get into our predictions for next week.
I told you we'd need an hour this week.
I mean, we were doing fine until you got on your soapbox.
I mean, it's fair enough. He's got an opinion.
There's Ryan who had a rant about United for about an hour one week.
Yeah, you did. I actually fell asleep at that one.
I'd like to
There's my predictions.
I'd like to point out it's Luton versus Sheffield United. Dave was knocking my handwriting, so I went to fix it, but I'd left my marker open and it dried out. So Luton 3-0.
It's
you need to buy a new Ryan marker online. I'll give you a link.
Ryan, S for shit, piece of tea.
Really good. In terms of the games that are coming up, I mean,
I'll tell you what it is. It's S for
like
sandwich.
Might be the. I think the 2 games that I think that could be the biggest game or the best games coming up. In fact, I'll go for 3. Luton Sheffield. I think Luton will win, but I think that's going to be a good game because it's a 6-pointer kind of thing. I think Spurs Brighton will be a good game because I fancy Brighton to beat Spurs. I think they're the perfect team to just go and beat Spurs. I think
after the way they've just got destroyed. Villa Man United
could be good as well.
We've got Kyle to watch more football. He's just put a
he's just said it there.
I'm not watching. I'm just checking the score on.
This is about 10 minutes ago.
Checking the score on here for you guys. That's about it.
He's getting score updates and all that now.
Well, I mean, you do have City versus Everton, which is always quite, Everton can take it to City quite often, so you never know with them. And you do have West Ham versus Arsenal as well, which is a London derby.
Yeah, no, but West Ham.
Yeah, that's the
why? Because because the Man U beat them. I've got to be sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you, Cam, in that Tottenham versus Brighton is going to be a good one.
I don't know. It's the way Brighton. With the way Brighton played against Luton.
Yeah, but, I mean,
There's going to be goals in it, though. That's the thing.
They also smashed. Yeah. Who did they play? The second game, they smashed them. They woke up.
Luton versus Sheffield United. That could be good because Luton have got a really sort of infuriating way of playing, and Chris Wilder is acting properly weird at the minute. It's getting to him, I think.
I think what could be a tasty game is Forest Newcastle.
What you're looking forward to is a Chris Wilder implosion. For it to have a mental breakdown in the middle of the match. He's
already had it. He's off the deep end. It's amazing. He's a couple more losses away from calling people an ostrich.
I think Forest Newcastle could be a few goals in that. We're going to be looking for revenge.
I don't think when you look at it, you don't highlight it and say, "Oh, that's a big game," because because what you think is they're two opposite ends of the table. We're mid-table. They're kind of fighting against relegation. So you can't tell me, so that's a big game I'm looking forward.
Can we all agree though that it's an absolute mercy that we're going to be recording this while Palace and Chelsea are grinding out the worst game of football?
Another one I hate.
Yeah.
I hate playing on Monday nights.
Well, I tell you what, right? Nobody watches while we're recording.
Yeah.
I'll still get score updates from somewhere. Yeah.
You won't. You won't because there's not even going to be a shot, never mind a goal.
But it's because it's a Monday night. None of us will attend the match as away fans to show a protest, right?
I mean, going all the way from
and we won't attend the match.
Going all the way from West London
from each other. Yeah. We're only around the corner from each other.
Anyway, guys, we could probably do this all night, but we can talk about this afterwards. The people that are watching probably have had enough. So we're going to say bye-bye this week, and thanks once again for watching. Please check out all our other stuff on Genreverse, please, and lnmonline.com if you can. I've been Cam, that's been Mick, that's been Dave, that's been Ryan. Sorry, I went to look at your face there, and it was Kyle's, and I'm like, you're not Ryan. But the beard is similar. I don't know what it is. So
I mean, it's not. Kyle's beard is magnificent.
Yeah,
I was going to say Kyle's is much more fuller.
Truly magnificent.
And he's got more hair than me as well.
And I've been watching Kyle. He's been grooming. He's been grooming Kyle. I've seen him with his other beard.
Should we?
He's a star these days. He's got to look good in camera.
That's true.
I remember him when he didn't used to have to look good in camera, and we just did podcasts.
Oh, those were the days, right?
I remember those days. Anyway, thanks for watching us this week, guys. We'll be back next Monday while the Chelsea game's on to see Dave fall apart on screen live. Come and check it out. Bye-bye.